This is a middleweight contest of 8 3-minute rounds. Introducing in the blue corner, wearing the blue shorts with a white trim. Weighing in today at 11 stone and 1 pound, with a record of 24 victories, 13 inside the distance, with only 7 defeats. From Hungary, Frank Hufner. And his opponent across the ring in the red corner, wearing the black shorts with the red trim. Weighing in today at 11 stone, 8 pounds and 5 ounces, with a record of 14 victories, 8 inside the distance, and 1 draw from 15 contests. From Rickmansworth, the undefeated Elliot Matthews. Your referee, Kieran McCann from Harrow. Your timekeeper, Bob Edgeworth from Bromley. This is a middleweight contest of 8 3-minute rounds.
Gloves, listen to me, you both know the rules, you obey my commands at all times. Keep your heads out of the action, boys, and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves.
Well, Kieran McCann, the referee, just getting the two fighters to touch gloves in the centre of the ring there. Matthews just shaking out that left hand. He was due to fight in July, but due to illness, couldn't do so. Won the Southern Area title against Gary Bolden, 97-94 on the referee's card, but did sustain some cuts. He's defended it once against Diego Burton. He's had a few contests since then, and he's looking to build into that top 10, as I mentioned, and get that British title shot. Matthews boxing out of the southpaw stance, as is Hafner. Nice left hand there from Matthews, just whipped straight up the middle. He's caught slightly off balance there, though, by Hafner, who tends to barrel forward at times. And we know what's at stake here, Billy. We know that the ranking is what's important here for him, but he cannot afford to overlook this kind of opponent.
Absolutely. The opportunity to fight for the British title, that's every British fighter, that's the dream, really, to win that Lonsdale belt. So this is a stepping stone towards that. He's got to do the business tonight. He's got to do it well.
Well, Hafner did put Eamon O'Kane down. He's put down plenty of times himself in their fight. O'Kane went on to win it. He's the IBF Intercontinental Champion. He fights on the undercard of Gennady Golovkin against David Lemieux, actually, on the 17th in New York. That's the ultimate stage, really, for anybody. Matthews just building towards an effort at that Lonsdale belt. 14 wins, 1 draw in his career so far. That draw coming against Raymond Sneedzer, scheduled for 6. Matthews cut following an accidental clash of heads after just 3 rounds, inside 3 rounds. So it was a technical decision draw. He's had a few problems with head clashes and cuts. Quite an awkward opponent, Hafner, isn't he? Dips quite low at the waist.
And he's got a few swinging shots coming in. Left, yeah, the right hook's coming over, and the left hook. He's swinging wildly a little bit.
Keep that jab.
Matthews has got to watch that. Get that jab out.
Right above us, Matthews, almost like he heard you, just trying to snake out that jab. Work on the jab. Been sparring a southpaw in Philip Bowes, another fighter trained by Barry Smith, former Southern Area titleist himself, at a lower weight. Southpaw sparring, quality southpaw sparring, sometimes not that easy to find. Got a ready-made opponent in one of his stablemates. This is first fight with Barry Smith. He'd been with Paul Rees before that, but teamed up with Smith, who trains Tommy Martin as well as Bowes. Martin looking for that left hand to the body, Matthews rather. And that was a nice chopping left cross. It just caught Hafner as he was
He's warming
dipping
into this first round. Good shot there. He's now warming up. Get me on the jab. It's good first round.
Hafner just looked like he might have been staggered slightly as he caught one high on the temple. Well, good solid first round for Elliot Matthews. Second round between Elliot Matthews and Ferenc Hafner. Hafner in the blue and white, Matthews in the black. Good strong opening round from Matthews. He just began to dominate towards the end of the 3 minutes there, Billy. A left hand there, I felt maybe just caught Hufner high on the head around the temple area. He just looked a little bit staggered.
He did the second half of the first round. He started to step up, got behind the jab a bit more. He's working that uppercut, the left uppercut.
He's brought that into play from distance, hasn't he, a few times now. Whips it up from low. That backhand is obviously something that was maybe seen in the tapes of Hufner, and he and Barry Smith have managed to pick up on. Right to the body there as well. Had a kind of stop-start career in a way. Matthews was boxing as an amateur, then sustained a serious elbow injury that took a long time to be diagnosed. In the meantime, he joined the Paras, had 4 years there, where he coached some boxing, didn't really do too much boxing because of the injury. And when he came out, he came back to the sport, so he's got a bit of time to make up for maybe at 34 years old. It's just a danger for Hufner that he's going to dip right on to one of these punches from Matthews.
Yeah. He's got to watch it don't hit the top of his head either, because that'll be damaging to his hands. There we go, body shot, great shot.
Well, left to the body, puts Hufner down, just shakes his head towards his corner, has got those gloves up. Matthews immediately back to the neutral corner. Kieran McCann just uttering the fighter forward. He looks okay, Hufner. But I think the accuracy of Matthews' work is causing him some problems in here. Again, he comes in with a rather wide winging right hook. He's quite open as he comes forward, isn't he? He's quite square.
He is. You can see he's getting a bit marked up. He's swinging wildly now. I think he's damaged. He's a little bit tired. I think that's there we go.
Well, the referee gets in and scores a knockdown. He did go down to a knee, and I think Ferenc Hufner doesn't really want too much more of this, if I'm honest. I think he's felt some of the shots here from Matthews, and he's just going to try and come out swinging and see if he can have some joy that way. That's what he did in the few seconds after that first knockdown, and he'll do well, I would say, to make it to the end of this second round. Not too much longer left now. If Matthews connects cleanly once more, I'd say the fight is over. Just needs to be patient here, though, Matthews.
A hurt fighter is a dangerous fighter.
Hufner just so open as he comes forward here, and he's been caught high on the head and goes down again here. He's pulled the gum shield out to try and suck in some air, and the referee's got to have a serious think about this, I think, as Hufner comes towards him. His eyes are rolling into the back of his head almost. He's called him back to the furthest neutral corner. It's decided that Hufner is okay to continue. It's right on the bell at the end of the second round, and if it hadn't been right on the bell there, then I'm not sure I really would have wanted to see too much more of that. You look at him in the corner, and he's not looking in good shape. And here's some of that work from Matthews in the first round, Bill. Just looking to try and time that left hand, didn't get through with it on that occasion. Then the left just sinks into the body, and that can take everything away from you.
Oh, absolutely. Body shot like that just sucks the life out of you. The one to the head there. Touchdown, knee to the floor.
Well, he seemed annoyed with himself as he went down for the third time there. I just wonder what they're saying to him in that corner. Maybe they're just going to send him out for one more round, tell him just to swing away and see if he can achieve any success like that. But if he does that, he's going to leave himself wide open. And Matthews here just getting on the jab, doubling up, tripling up. And it looks to me like he's going to put his foot on the gas in this third round and get Ferenc Hufner out of there.
A good fast start. Round 3, getting behind the jab.
Searching for that right hand to the body. Just needs to be wary of that head of Hufner's at time. And that's exactly what he's complaining about there. He has had issues in the past with cuts through head clashes. Picked up a nasty one in this ring, actually, against Diego Burton. It was in the 7th round, I think. They clashed heads. He'd won every round until that point. It was a deep cut on the forehead. The referee, Jeff Hines, waved it off, and Elliot Matthews was well ahead on the cards. But
that is an occupational hazard, clash of heads. He wants to keep him out of the way, get behind that jab, keep him at distance, pick him off of those left ends.
A cut. Hufner is cut just above his right eye, just under the right eyebrow. Not too much blood coming from it just yet, but further damage for the Hungarian man. Been in with Rocky Fielding as well as Andy Lee, who I mentioned earlier on, and Eamon O'Kane. Rocky Fielding in that mouth-watering all-Liverpool matchup with Callum Smith as Hufner touches down again there. And if I were his corner, I'd be pulling him out now. I just don't see any point in making him continue with this. He's being outclassed in there, he's being outworked, he's bloodied, he's unbowed, which is to his credit. What do you think, Billy?
I think he's broke his spirit. I think it's any moment this fight's going to be over. It's tough in there for him. All credit to him, he's having a go. He's still there. He's taken a few shots now.
Just a short right hand there from Matthews. Stop the fight, says somebody over our right shoulder. And I do feel they've got a point. That's another heavy left-hander. Kieran McCann has seen enough now. He waves the fight off, and that was a clinical performance from Elliot Matthews. He needed to come here and do a job tonight, and he absolutely did do that. Beaming smiles from Barry Smith in the corner. And Hufner just shaking his head as he leans over the ring apron. Matthews just getting on the front foot in that final round, and there was the finishing shot. Well, the doctor just making absolutely sure that Frank Hufner is okay. Elliot Matthews getting those gloves taken off. And it was a straightforward night for him in the end. It's always a potential banana skin when you've got a fight in front of you looking for bigger things down the line. He will want that fight against Nick Blackwell. Nick Blackwell's the kind of fighter who likes to fight all the time. He got in the ring with Damon Jones just 7 weeks after he won that British title against John Ryder. I remember talking to him before that fight and just asking him if it was maybe a little bit too soon, and he wasn't having any of that at all. He is someone who likes to be really, really active, and that could very much play into the hands of Nicky Elliott and Elliot Matthews. Just taking a little while to get the two fighters into the centre of the ring for the announcement. Well, here we go. Our MC Mark Schmid is ready now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 2 minutes and 4 seconds of round 3, referee McCann stops the contest with Hufner in no position to continue. Your winner and still undefeated from Rickmansworth, Elliot Matthews. And your appreciation, please, for Frank Hufner.
Stepping through the ropes to make his way down ringside, where he will be talking to Sophia.
Congratulations, you remain unbeaten. That's your 9th KO. You must be delighted with that performance.
Yeah, I'm glad I got the shots off I wanted. I never take an opponent lightly because, as I said, he can be dangerous. So I had to be a bit wary, keep your hands up, keep your guard, and be quite conservative in the approach. But my shots were landing quite with ease, so to be honest, it was a quite routine.
I spoke to you early in the week, and you thought this would be your toughest test. He's been in with the likes of Andy Lee, Rocky Fielding, but you outclassed him.
I've had harder fights, boxing guys who have been more. Maybe so I'm improving. I believe that because I've trained really hard the last 8 months. I'm just working it down in the gym every day since March, every day, twice a day, 6 days a week.
Mickey, with that win, that now puts him in the top 10. So you must be delighted with that. What's next for him?
He's right in the top 10 because a lot of those guys in the top 10 have already got other engagements. So British title could be next fight, Commonwealth title. He's going to shoot through the ratings now. That guy's #1 in Hungary. Elliot just destroyed him. Didn't just beat him, he absolutely smashed him to bits. So bright future for Elliot, 100%. I think we've seen a new champion in the making there.
Well, it's exciting stuff. Well done. Andy, back to you.
Well, thanks very much, Sophia. Another good win there for Elliot Matthews. And we'll be back with more boxing next.